All right, well, I got a great show lined up here. We have my brother Ish Waller and Mwamba Yeshiteli. They are the directors of the film Beatnik. Beatnik the movie, and so we got a real powerful show. We're gonna have one of the actors in the movie are gonna be on joining us tonight later on in the show. But without further ado, I want to bring my brother Ish in.
I'm here. Thank you for having us.
Hey, all right. Hey, Grass. This is my brother Ish right here. Ish, who do you have? You have is Mwamba with you?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, Wamb, yeah.
What's good? I'm here. Right on.
All right. Thank you, brothers, for being a part of the Reno Moor show. Thank you for taking time out your busy schedule to sit down and give the listeners out there in the Blog Talk Radio land, give us a little education on Beatnik the movie. So I want to start with you, Wamb. Hey, Wamb, what made you get into the production of this movie?
Well, maybe like 3 years ago, me and my brother was trying to decide, because we had a website before, baybusiness.com. We did a lot of videography. We did interviews around the Bay Area with just local talent. But after that, we're trying to decide, what could we do that encompasses all our things that we enjoyed, which was like fashion and film and music and photography, but also do it in a way that can tie in some economics, and we can bring in people from the community, and we can all kind of just, create the economy amongst each other. So we decided to do a movie, and I had an idea for a movie that I wanted to do a while ago, but I just never had a reason. We just never until we decided to do it. We did 3 years ago. That's how it all came together. So we just, came up with a story, and that's how we decided to do it.
Gotcha. And you say you're saying you and Ish, correct?
Yeah, me and my brother. Yep, me and Ish. Yep.
Okay. Now, Bay Biz, I do remember the Bay Biz business. Are you guys still doing the Bay Biz, or was something you put in the back to kind of go into a movie production?
What happened was, we did Bay Biz. Everything was cool. We sold the business, and we just ever since then we just been moving forward, still doing our thing and just keeping that independent mind frame. And now we here now with you.
That's what's up.
And I got my brother Sid. I got my brother Sid on the phone too. He's one of the actors in the movie.
What's good, y'all?
Okay. Well, I definitely want to get what you said in the next segment. But Ish, I have one more question before I get to Grass, and let Grass ask a question if he had a question for either one of you brothers. But in particular, what made you guys choose Oakland for the setting of you guys' movie?
You want to answer that one?
Yeah, well, we had a lot of, when we started working on it 3 years ago, we had a lot of contacts in California. We're originally from California. We moved to Florida in St. Pete, like in, what year was that?
94.
Yeah, like 94. But we're originally from California. And so we decided to do the film where we had some resources at, and where we knew some people at it who were in the film like business, who could help us and who could, who could help us do casting, who could help us with the production and all that type of stuff. So we decided to come back to do it in Oakland, and we thought it was a big platform, to release an indie film. And we would need the biggest platform, to give it the film the type of push that we needed to do. So that's why we chose Oakland in a nutshell.
And also Oakland has it has a very rich history as far as when it comes to the black liberation movement, the Black Panthers, Huey, it has a long history of resistance. So it fit the whole idea, the whole scheme of things with the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Gotcha.
This is Grasshopper. I got a question. Is this you guys' first movie you guys are gonna do together?
Yes, our first film.
Okay.
Yes, first film.
I want to ask you a question. Did you have any influences of any directors? I don't know, maybe Mike Singleton, Felix, Gary Gray. Any influence that you guys, I ain't gonna say wanted to replicate, but wanted to pattern somewhat of your directing skills after, or was it just spontaneity on you guys' end as far as putting this movie together? Whoever want to answer the question.
Yes, yeah. Well, I think coming up, a lot of our earlier influence when it comes to films was all those movies that you named from the '90s, whether it was John Singleton's films with the Poetic Justice and Boys in the Hood, which was a great film. That one there always was one that we always referred to because I felt like he told a story in a real humane way. And that's the way. That's the main thing that we wanted to do with our film, is that we wanted to tell our stories and have all our characters. We can tell the truth about anything, but we have to you tell it in a humane way, in a way that rarely gets shown in Hollywood, or in a lot of movies that are about our community. So that's one thing that I definitely wanted to replicate and I admired about even Poetic Justice and Boys in the Hood, John Singleton, and Baby Boy as well. Is that we can show the four dynamics of our community, but we also definitely have to show the humanity in our community.
Also, John Singleton and Spike Lee, like back in the day, Spike Lee used to send our father a lot of his clothes and his 40 acres and the mule stuff, and John Singleton used to come by buildings in Oakland, California, just to get props for his movie. So we was always in the mix of just that culture, and those two guys definitely, I want to say, influenced just, the way that we put together a lot of stuff. And even the rap scene, people like Too Short, E40, all those people, Tupac, all those guys really inspired us, and really, I feel like in their music painted a certain type of picture too. You know what I mean?
Indeed. Yeah, you're right, because Oakland does have a rich history, especially like you said, as far as it relates to the revolutionary movement, as it relates to the original Black Panther Party of self-defense. Is your movie going to betray any part of like the Black Panther Party? It don't have to be direct, but it's going to be any type of politicizing that relates to the Black Panther or even the liberation movement? Is your movie going to focus on that, even the snippet, or is it just going to be more on the entertaining paradigm?
Wow.
Yeah, the movie has a lot of social. The movie has a lot of social content. I mean, that's pretty much. But we attacked it in a different in another angle. We attacked it in the storytelling in a narrative type of a way. So it's very entertaining, but it definitely has a lot of social commentary, and even in all of our movies, when we tell the truth, we can't escape. You know what I'm saying? Just showing that political aspect of it. Even in Boys in the Hood, when the police pulled the gun out on Trey, and even that was the same cop. Yeah, they're showing the dynamics of even the white cop, black cop, but even just dynamics of how we are oppressing our community. So that in itself is like a political statement, and when we do them in the right way, you can't escape that. In our film, we have a lot of social commentary in our film. Well,
Now, I'm kind of reiterating what Grasshop just asked, but I'm going to ask a different way. What is the message that you want your films to convey to the community? I'll start with you,
Well, I'll give here's a synopsis of the film. 5 offenders are court-ordered to a diversion program to, they got in trouble with the law or whatever, so they have a diversion program so they can receive leniency from the state, whether it's the pay of restitution, whether it's they have probation. This is court ordered where they're supposed to learn job skills and stuff like that. But the teacher instead, she teaches them about jazz. She sees jazz as she sees black culture. She uses jazz to explain, the challenges that black culture poses to the state and poses, and how it challenges the status quo. And so we find them on a Saturday. We find these 5 kids, these 5 offenders, and we follow them throughout the day. And the story is interwoven with that concept that she's teaching them about jazz and how that reflects, just the struggle, the day-to-day struggle. So I guess I don't know. I guess to show the full dynamic of our community and to show the humanity of our community. That's pretty much what I want to show with the film. Yeah. I don't know if If wanted to add to it.
Yeah, I think it was like he said, and also what I think it showed is because we got some outside scenes too, to where we did a lot of shooting in the classroom, but then we also related that to the streets, you know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what you're trying to do, basically, in life as a black person, you know what I mean? Once you get back to the community. Basically everybody sees we're black people. So once if we go to Hollywood or we play NBA, at the end of the day, we still black people. So we show that dynamic. Even though these kids are in the classroom, they still had to come out this classroom and face the everyday life for just being black. You know what I'm saying? Right. So we merged those two things together, and we just, I think we came together with a good film. You know
I love the storyline. I love the storyline. I love the plot. Man. It's really tight. I like y'all bringing jazz into it. Where did that come about? You guys want to bring jazz into it because jazz is it's a very, in these day and times right now, it's very, I'm going to say, not just underrated, but underappreciated. You had the John Coltrane's and Miles Davis, the Charlie Parkers and them, who really, if it wasn't for them, you probably wouldn't have what is known as hip-hop today. What brought about the motivation to put jazz in your movie? I'm very intrigued to hear about that.
I thought jazz would be a good contrast. We talk about a modern film that's taking place in 2015, and it's real colorful. The film is very colorful, and it's and it's very up to date. But you talk about jazz as a backdrop, and just the music. I think that the contrast in itself, without using words, without using anything, that shows the humanity of our people without even having to explain it. I think jazz in itself.
That's right.
I think jazz in itself was one of our greatest feats, and the fact that it's not around anymore in the way that it used to be is no coincidence. I think that it was. I think that's what I mean. The power of culture. That's the power of black people. It's no coincidence that it's not around anymore. I mean, even how it was set up to where it was a group dynamic, that reflects our us wanting to be a group. That reflects our social aspirations. Even just how then you take that away, then it becomes about the solo, and that reflects people just want to go for self. So I think that jazz in itself, the complexity of the music, but also how it was set up in the time that it emerged during the Black Renaissance after the Garvey movement. I think that it was important. I think that it was killed, but just by taking it away from the young people. And I think it's done on purpose. So I think that jazz in itself, without even having to say all that, I think just putting it in the movie, it speaks to that and it opens that discussion and it brings it back to the new generation who missed out on the Coltrane and that type of stuff.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
That was
wonderful.
That was a great question. I mean, even more so, a great idea, I believe, to inject that type of culture. My engineer, my sister, Kashana Jones, Grasshopper's God Queen, she's heard me say over and over again, that my city lacks a lot of culture. You know what I mean? And watching you two put together the art exhibit when you were raising funds for this particular project. I mean, I couldn't do nothing but try to find a way to be a part of it as much as I can, because I was just so happy that it was culture. You know what I mean? You guys know, in St. Petersburg, it's a small city, but hey, it's a lot of culture, but we don't identify it as that. Would you agree?
Right. I definitely. When we first moved to St. Petersburg, everybody had the boom box. Everybody, cars had the music. You know what I'm saying? We was all throwing parties. We was throwing house parties, and a lot of that had to do with, the crack came in, the guns came in, and they kind of divided the community and bust all that up. So like you said, the culture was here, but at the same time, the culture was kind of taken from us and you know what I mean, and kind of commercialized. And you got stuff like the radio station that came in and that was just playing a certain playlist and stuff like that. That wasn't really a reflection of our culture, you know what I mean? So I agree with that 100%.